Hello, this is Malorian, and now this is the third and final game in the Steamroller, and I'm up against Kador and Sorscha. So there's a good friend that I've known for quite a while. We played a lot of 40k and fantasy, and now War Machine, and we keep on joking that we're going to match up at the top tables last game and all this stuff, and we didn't run at the top tables, but we're at the same table, so that's the main thing. Anyway, took the same list again because there's no anti-magic, so I got Scythian, Carnivian, Shepherd, Belphegor, Black Frost Shard, Bethany, Rayek, and my Hex Hunters. And now this is the first time we actually had one with reserves, and so coming on is going to be those Raptors and another Shepherd. The mission here is the first one to 3 points. You're trying to control the two flags on your right. If you control the one closer and contest the far one, you get 1 point. If you control both, you get 2. And this is his list, so he has two big units here of the Winter Guard. The one in the back there has the UA. He has the Juggernaut, Torch, and also Destroyer. And then his reserves is going to be another Juggernaut. And so really, when I saw these Winter Guard, that's pretty much one of the reasons why I took the Bethayne list over the E-Veil list, was the Eruption of Spines to deal with stuff like this. So I feel really good about that. But then again, having to take on 4 Jacks will be problematic, so I'm actually going to be shooting for the scenario win here, but we're going to have to see how things play out. So I get first turn, move on up, but things aren't as usual because I kind of do stuff out of my usual action here, and because of now this time, even though this is the same table that we used on the first game, where we said the middle stuff was going to be kind of like difficult ground where you need Pathfinder to get across, we're now saying that in this one that it's impassable. So I really have to split and go the 2 ways, and because I sent off the Hex Hunters first, they don't actually have Ashen Veil on them. But whatever, should be alright. I put it up on the Black Frost Shard now. I'm going to let it drop later. And yeah, just really kind of going up the 2 ways and being careful because I know his Jack's going to be coming on from the side. His turn, really straightforward, whole bunch of running. It gets a little bit complicated because his 2 Winter Guard units kind of intermingle, but really the one that doesn't have the UA, think of it that they're set up so that there's a man in front and a man behind, and they're every second row, including both of the ends. A little bit complicated, would be easier if they were painted different, but we had it figured out. My turn 2 then, and I really have to shift gears here. At first, I kind of had Belphegor on the left side because maybe I could use Gallows to be dragging in a Jack or something, and then I can kill him, but really, I need him on the right side to use for the Eruption of Spines. So this turn is really just going to be more repositioning, so my Hex Hunters actually shuffle a little bit back to not worry about the sprays. Belphegor goes over. I have my 2 heavies over there with the spiky growth on to try and keep them safe. And I had the Black Frost Shard going up just really to try and hopefully get some crits on there to stationary him. Doesn't happen. Really, I have the one there that gives him stealth closest to the board edge so that if his reserves come on, that's who he's going to kill. Luckily, because of my reshuffling up here, I now have Ashen Veil on my Hex Hunters like I want. And then I also had my reserves come on, and so the Raptors went up, killed 2 of his regular ones without UA, and then backed off. And you can now see that second Shepherd that's zipping on in. His turn 2, he brings on his Jack as well, and really he's just setting up a Jack wall. So all of them are over there with Sorscha as well. I almost kind of wonder if he was going to feat this turn, but he decided against it. Just did some shooting against me, killed 2 of my Black Frost Shard guys, and also knocked down my Scythian. And then on the right side, you can see it's just Winter Guard everywhere. So luckily with my feet, I think I can answer that, but definitely all those Jacks on the left is a big problem. My turn 3, this is actually going to be my feet turn. So Belphegor zips on over, I then move over Bethany, pull off my feet, double Eruption of Spines. I rolled pretty high for my number of models hit. I think it was 5 and 4, and of course that just wipes guys out. After that, I send up my Hex Hunters, they kill a whole bunch more, and then my Raptors do a run order so that I can get 1 into contesting his zone, his flag up there, and the other one's just tying him up. So that means I'm scoring 1 control point this turn. And then meanwhile on the left side, I just forced my one Scythian to stand up and everything's running away. Because I just can't deal with that, and I'm really going for a scenario here. His turn 3, what Winter Guard aren't in combat move over and combine fire to kill the one raptor that was on his flag, so I don't score another point. And then on the left side, he just runs up. And again, I wondered if he was going to feat, but he didn't. He's still holding it on. Maybe he's waiting to try and get my caster with it, but he hasn't used it so far. So really on my turn, I just let the Ashen Veil drop so I can boost one of my Eruption of Spines, go up, kill almost... Actually, I think I might have killed all of the Winter Guard that are over here, just the 2 Eruption of Spines. The Raptors move into his flag, and then this time I score 2 points, and now that's 3 and I get the win. So victory to Bethany, and this one was a really fast game, and so unfortunately, when you're up against a person that is going to be a fun opponent, it is a little bit too bad when it turns out to be kind of a fast game. But hey, whatever, he wasn't sore about it or anything, and I think really the big thing here, you can look at what we had for as reserves. So of course on my side I had fast Raptors that could get in there and do their work really quick, and he had a really slow Jack. I guess Kador doesn't really have a lot of fast stuff. He could have taken Fenris or something, I guess. But yeah, obviously I think my reserves really helped me get the scenario win here. And then just as opposed to my last game where I was more offensive, this game I was actually more defensive and was fine just running away and not dealing with those 4 jacks all at the same time. One thing reviewing the pictures here that I do see was a problem that none of us thought at the time, because both me and my opponent, we've only been playing War Machine probably a little bit around a year here now, is that actually my Hex Hunters had to be closer to my own flag, because I'm pretty sure that you have to have the whole unit within 4 inches, but really if we would have remembered that, I just would have scrunched them over and would have been no problem anyway. So anyway, there you go, and I'm going to have a summary coming up right away.